Hey, astronauts, I'm your pilot Paul, and welcome to the Digital Galaxy Podcast. Buckle up because this episode goes up to 11. The information in this episode comes from MSN, Facebook, and CNBC. This week marked the biggest outage for Facebook in the company's history. The social media company lost Facebook, Messenger, WhatsApp, and Instagram, and they're all down for 11 hours on Monday, October 4th. Here is the explanation given by the Facebook engineering team. Quote, "We want to make it clear, at this time we believe the root cause of this outage was a faulty configuration change. We also have no evidence that user data was compromised as a result of this downtime." End quote. This is the longest outage since 2008, where the service was down for an entire day. According to CNBC, quote, "The outage marked the longest stretch of downtime for Facebook since 2008, when a bug knocked the site offline for about a day, affecting about 80 million users," end quote. The platform currently has around 3 billion users, so obviously affected way more people this time around. What's most interesting are the business consequences of this outage. According to MSN, quote, "The outages left Facebook shares taking roughly a 5% hit and even bumped Zuckerberg from the number 5 to number 6 spot on Forbes' lists of the world's wealthiest people. Zuckerberg owns about 15% of the company's stock, and the outages cost him more than $6 billion in personal wealth on Monday," end quote. I'm sure most of us aren't sad that Zuckerberg lost that much money in one day. His apology, though, has also been garnering a lot of criticism on the internet, especially. And let's talk about the memes. There have been some amazing gems popping up on Reddit and Twitter, since obviously those were still up during the Facebook outage. It is crazy to think that just one day of the platform being out lost them that much money. So it's just an idea of how much they actually bring in on a daily basis. So that's going to wrap up our Warpspeed episode for today. Be sure to catch us Friday with a longer form episode on more Facebook news when we discuss the whistleblower and some of the long term ramifications of those leaks. Thanks for coming along today. Please stick around to hear a message from our sponsor, Anchor.fm. Also, don't forget to follow our channels on Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and iTunes. You can also find this episode in a written form on our website, digitalgalaxypodcast.com. This episode was created by Claro, a social media app where you are in charge of your data and community. Check it out at claro.app. Thanks for coming along on our journey. We'll see you in the next one. Digital Galaxy Podcast runs on Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. So let me explain. First of all, it's free. Second, there are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today.